So after FOMC, there's few things that I'll be looking for. Let's discuss it. As I said, Powell sounded more like they'll still remain restrictive a bit, and we had Trump. You're making noise. It's 12 o'clock. Trump, you're making noise. Trump, hey. Okay, sorry. Christ. So where was I? Hmm. I was saying after FOMC, earlier on yesterday we had CPI in the morning, and we have seen CPI moving. Oh, look at that. Yeah, and then we have seen CPI in the Australian CPI. It came out hot 3.8. Ah, it's not like, yeah, but it's like, came out hot 3.8. I'll show you now. Economic heat map. So yeah, Australian one today we had CPI, which came in hot. What was expected was 3.8, forecast was 3.6, and came out at 3.8. That alone for CPI in Australia, it says the Australian Aussie will remain bullish, and then obviously because now higher CPI means the Reserve Bank still has to remain very restrictive. They might not cut rates because inflation is going somewhere else where they are not even looking into, which they might keep the rates the same. But if it continues with this uptrend, then from there you might have for them to hike rates. So that alone makes me be more interested in looking for Australian dollar against the US dollar. Against the US dollar, where the US dollar, after the FOMC minutes, you have Paul sounded more a bit relaxing, sounded that we gonna cut rates eventually because of though, and he also mentioned that inflation is stable. It is not far away from their target of 2% and does not look to be parabolic towards 3%. So far it's still stable. There's nothing much I can say about it. It's still stable. So therefore, with that stability, with the stability of it, um, then rates might be cut to save the labor market. So that's why I'm showing you this. That is why after what he said, I am more interested in taking the Aussie dollar. But for the Aussie dollar, I will have to look for a way deeper retracement. Look at that. It continued going. I think this is, let's see if it happened immediately after FOMC. Yep. Yep. As expected. Yeah. FOMC happened and continued because inflation is high in Australia. So that forces the Aussie to still remain very restrictive. But with the restrictiveness, and remember the Australian dollar, still very strong. Please, I'm busy. No, don't tell me. Where's your phone? I don't know. I put in your pockets. I'm gonna look for a very deep retracement to look back to the upside. So I will be watching it very closely. With a retracement close to with the retracement close to that 38% mark, but I'll be more interested as it comes back lower. Now it's overstretched, but I am very bullish for Aussie dollar, Australian dollar against the Australian dollar against the US dollar. I'm very bullish for that. Uh, Currently, the one that maybe it's looking for something and it's looking good, to be honest. It's not overstretched because this dollar weakness, honestly, the dollar weakness, it's a bit of a problem because you have this dollar that is extremely weak. Friends are sounding very optimistic that we might get rate cuts maybe before Powell leaves as a chair, because there's about 2 meetings left before he leaves. We might get rate cuts, and then you have this parabolic move against the dollar. If you want to buy your Aussie, you want to buy anything, then very aggressive to one way or the other. But things that are looking good and are clean, GPP against the CAD, it is another one that is it's a bit bullish. Um, if we were to look at British pound against the Canadian dollar, it's still bullish. You can even look at the fundamentals, but I know that the British pound is a bit strong compared to the Aussie, the CAD against the CAD in this case. So we need to look into buying it. I'm gonna just look at the technicals with you now. Perhaps we can get something maybe here, and we can set up the limit now. So this is a move that I'm looking for. Hold support. Might take out the. That's fine. So I'm gonna look for this move. Okay, let me put up. Stop loss went to hit my take profit. Let me see something. Sorry, I was on a trade here, so I'm seeing something here. I just got distracted. Did I rush the move? Oh, come on. Anyway, so the one that I was saying, I was on a trade here, so I'm just saying this move. I was on a day trade. I was on a short, took a loss earlier on, then I took a break even, and now I'm seeing a very good move after taking me out on break even. But anyway, as I was saying, I was speaking about GBP CAD. It is bullish. The British, the GBP CAD, the British pound, it's a very strong pair compared to the Canadian dollar. And I think not to waste a lot of time and not to mumble a lot, because I tend to mumble a lot, it's easy for me just to go to the economic scanners. If you look at the echo scanners, which will give put the chair away. Stop using that chair because you're fighting now. When you look at the bullishness of all the currencies, as expected, Australian dollar strongly bullish. New Zealand, the Aussie, Japanese yen is one. Look at that. British pound bullish against the CAD, which it's weaker than even the dollar itself. So yes, I'm more interested in that. Tom, get out of there. Tom, you guys, you'll hurt each other. All right. Tom, Fulura. All right. Sorry guys, I told you when I'm with kids, I'm recording while with kids, and I'm not gonna start over and over again. That's how my content will be like. So that is why I'm gonna look for longs, and I'm gonna set it up now. I'm gonna set it up now. I'm setting it up now. Wait, is a bit far. Just different. Oh, just setting up a trade here. Trump, you want to hit yourself, ne? Don't tell me. Don't. What's happening here? I'm struggling to set up. Guys, I need to deal with someone now. I'm not gonna end the live. Trumpo, stop using that chair. Oh Christ. Okay. Um might have to, okay, like guys, as I said, I'm gonna look for this long now. I'm gonna set my limit on my own because I'm fighting with my kids and I'm gonna deal with him now. So sorry about that. So I'm gonna look for this long. On the others, honestly, they are overstretched. So the okay, also this one, I am closely monitoring it. I'm gonna oh look at that. That's going after FOMC. Look at that, but I'm gonna add my limit as well there. Those are the only ones, GBP and NZD, because of FOMC. Those are the only ones that are decently positioned for me to get a long trade. Okay. Other than that, thank you so much for joining me today. I took two losses. For those that have been here with me on the stream, look at that. Immediately after taking that break-even trade, this guy just tanked immediately on close, market close. The position just came through and it just went all the way down. But thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching the recording of what I'm looking for, also check out Facebook on link in the bio way. Small like of my newsletter of what I'm thinking. Other than that, have a great day. I love you all. Peace. Lumbo, well, I've jumped in here. I don't know why didn't I jump in. Maybe I was not focusing. Oh, shucks. I'm sorry, ne?